From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, August the 17th, 2022. Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid announced today that after his visit to Ankara earlier this summer and his conversation with Turkish President Erdogan, as well as the positive developments in Israel-Turkey ties over the past year, the two countries have decided to restore full diplomatic ties. Lapid said last night Foreign Ministry Director General Alon Ushbiz spoke with Turkish Deputy Foreign Minister Sedat Onal, and the two concluded the matter, saying it was decided to once again upgrade the level of the relations between the two countries to that of full diplomatic ties and to return ambassadors and consuls general from the two countries. Relations between Israel and Turkey have been very strained since the 2010 Mavi Marmara incident, and Lapid called the resumption of relations with Turkey an important asset for regional stability and very important economic news for the citizens of Israel. He said, "We will continue to strengthen Israel's standing in the world." Well, after accusing Israel yesterday of committing quote-unquote 50 Holocausts, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas today retracted those comments. The remarks were made yesterday in Berlin as Abbas met with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. He was asked by a reporter whether he planned on apologizing to Israel and to Germany ahead of the 50th anniversary of the Munich massacre, where 11 Israeli athletes were murdered by Palestinian terror group Black September, which was linked to Abbas's Fatah party. Abbas answered, "If we want to go over the past, go ahead. I have 50 slaughters that Israel committed. 50 massacres, 50 slaughters, 50 Holocausts." Well, following outrage over those remarks, Abbas backpedaled today, accusing Israel instead of quote-unquote crimes and massacres, and affirming that the Holocaust is the most heinous crime in modern human history. That outrage had been heard from Israel, the U.S., and Germany. Scholz, who was criticized for remaining silent after Abbas's comments yesterday, today wrote that he was disgusted by them, tweeting, "For us Germans in particular, any relativization of the singularity of the Holocaust is intolerable and unacceptable." Prime Minister Lapid called Abbas's accusation made on German soil not only a moral disgrace, but a monstrous lie. History, he wrote, will never forgive him. Special U.S. envoy to combat anti-Semitism, Deborah Lipstadt, called Abbas's claim unacceptable. She said Holocaust distortion can have dangerous consequences and fuels anti-Semitism. Chairman of Yad Vashem, Dani Dayan, said Abbas's words were despicable and inexcusable. And member of the German Bundestag, vice president of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, Armin Laschet, tweeted that Abbas's remarks yesterday was the most disgusting speech ever heard in the German chancellery. The Times of Israel cited Israel's defense minister Benny Gantz, saying that he demanded Abbas retract the comments. Times also reporting that Germany summoned the Palestinian representative to protest the remarks and that Scholz would be calling Lapid about the incident. Police in Germany arrested a German security guard today for making the Nazi salute in front of a delegation of Israeli athletes who were visiting a memorial to the Munich 11. The 16 athletes who are in Munich to take part in the European Championships apparently did not see the gesture. German authorities are investigating. Well, the name Hitler was found spray painted on the wall of a synagogue in New York City. Councilwoman Ina Vernikov shared video outside of Congregation Beth Shalom of Kings Bay in Brooklyn of the graffiti discovered this morning by Rabbi Asher Altschul. Fellow New York Council member Rita Joseph shared her condemnation of what she called a vile act, tweeting, "When one of our communities is attacked, we are all threatened. Standing in solidarity and support of my Jewish colleagues and constituents, as well as the thousands of Jews who call New York City home. This," she said, "is unacceptable. Hate has no home here." The congregation shared an image of the graffiti as well on its Facebook page today, asking if this was the new normal. 225 Olim, new immigrants to Israel from the U.S. and Canada, landed at Ben Gurion Airport this morning on a flight of Nefesh B'Nefesh, the organization that helps ease the Aliyah process, marking its 20th anniversary year. The El Al flight was in partnership with Israel's Ministry of Aliyah and Integration, JNF USA, Sofim Garin Sabar, and the Jewish Agency for Israel, Karen Kayemet LeYisrael, with 72 Olim on the flight, part of its Go Beyond initiative, together with Nefesh B'Nefesh, which aims at developing Israel's peripheral regions and Jerusalem. 40 of the new Olim have come to Israel to serve in the IDF as lone soldiers. Also on board, Nefesh B'Nefesh's 75,000th Oleh, Sam Lehman, who is studying medicine at Ben Gurion University. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, August the 17th at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 8, Micah Goodman from the Shalom Hartman Institute in Jerusalem talks about how faith and ethics can contribute to healing a society broken apart by technology. That's with social psychologist and author Jonathan Haidt. At 9, it's part 2 of Mark Golub's interview with Aryeh Green. At 10, Martin Fletcher discusses his book, Promised Land, a Novel of Israel. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, August the 17th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.